Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. This is the Chelsea Football Fancast, and I am Stamford Chidge, and I'm surrounded by a gallery of lovely people who are in no particular order. Sophie Rose, Charlie Skillen from The Mail, Jonathan Kidd from Mr. Pipkin, and Toy Story, and many voiceovers on TalkSport and Channel 5.
And Bobby Bingo.
What's Bobby Bingo? Do I want to know?
It's the mirror ad that I'm in.
Is it? Yeah, he's in a new mirror ad. Blimey, there's no stopping him.
No, visual. It's a visual.
It's a visual.
Me.
Oh, we get to see you as well.
Yeah.
Blimey. Do you get paid extra for that?
No.
No. Get paid less, I would have thought.
Paid less.
We also have the lovely Jason Covey all the way from Montreal in Canada. And we have my mate, Dan Sills, who buys me tickets to go to the games, and that's why I love him. Well, there are many other reasons too, but that's one of them.
So fickle.
I'm so fickle. Anyway, now, what I was going to say to you was, what have we had on the old, Mixlr? We had got any interesting stuff on there? It's in there. There was one lovely one from Stephen King.
I know. Well, you know when you said that Charlotte's won a World Cup.
Here we go. Is that
it? Yes.
Is that it?
Somebody else has tweeted you back.
Oh, they were listening.
Well, Mixlr
there we go. That's it.
Is that a thing? Mixlr?
To correct Chidge.
Yes, to correct Chidge, Fabregas has also won a World Cup and also set up the winning goal.
That is very true, Stephen, but apart from one essentially important fact, he did that while he was either at Arsenal or Barcelona, which therefore means that Barcelona, null and void, mate. It only counts if it's whilst he's at Chelsea.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to me.
Didn't do it with Chelsea.
Yes, he did. It was last year.
Oh, when he was with them. Oh, I thought you meant as in playing for them.
Yeah.
You're not
Anything else?
No.
Cup draw.
Oh, hello, cup draw. Hello, live cup draw.
Millwall or Bradford at home?
Oh, you're
No way! Millwall or Bradford at home?
Excellent.
Oh, I like a Millwall. Where's Bradford? Is it near England? No, not England.
Oh, God, you've ruined the moment, so.
Near enough, Soph, near enough.
I meant near London. God,
No,
sorry.
Technically,
Such a moment.
technically, Bradford is not in England because it's in Yorkshire. People's Republic of Yorkshire.
Okay,
Yeah, home to
Millwall
Millwall
only. I
Bradford.
can't
we're
be
at
trekking halfway up England again. God.
Right, we've got,
No, we're at
apparently,
home, though.
it's either Millwall or Bradford at home, which will mean that the mass ranks of the Chelsea youth on Twitter are at the moment probably
Buzzing.
very moist.
They
That's
are.
probably how I would describe it.
Buzzing.
Yeah, they are. They're being very excited.
Mate, it's not like the Football Factory. Get over yourselves, anyway. So there we go. You happy with that?
Yeah. Two
one.
fairly terrible teams.
Yeah. Well, it's at home.
Home as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Chelsea youth would have liked Millwall away.
They wouldn't, you know.
No.
I tell you what, in all seriousness, speaking as somebody of a certain vintage, I've never been to Millwall away. I don't know if Cajona's big enough. We'll pause that thought.
Yeah, no,
but it really isn't very nice. They really are not very nice.
Yeah,
you know.
no, it'll be...
It's about West Ham times 400.
Yeah, the last time we
Yes.
played Millwall was in the Cup in about 95. And there
That's
was
right. That's
loads
what
of
the
people on the pitch
White
and horses.
seats.
Yeah.
Now, Jonathan's been and done it. So tell the kids, Jonathan, what Millwall away is like. Did you take your butler who used to be in the SAS to protect you?
Yes, I took my tin hat with me and hid. You have to be very, very careful. You have to hide around the ground. It's all a bit...
It's not nice, is it?
It's not nice.
No good.
I tell you what, that's
police escort in...
Go on.
Yeah. No,
It reminds me, because actually, if you lot out there want to know, apart from talking to some of the older lot who have been to Millwall away, I mean, obviously this is going to be at home if we get them, so it's slightly different, but if you want to know what going to Millwall away was like, then talk to some of the older boys who will tell you. Or even better, Al Gregg, that book, The Wrong Outfit, which I was plugging the other week because I read one of the chapters for his audio version. I think Mark Worrell has done the reading for the first away game. Al Gregg's first away game was Millwall away in either the late 70s or early 80s. And it is one of the most hilarious but frightening things you will ever read. So go and check that out. Just Google it. Al Gregg, Wrong Outfit, Mark Worrell, the audio version. It's really funny. So anyway, let's park the FA Cup for a minute. We better go back to the Watford match now. We were talking. We were just at that juncture where the cavalry are coming on, and they really were, weren't they? I mean, Costa and Willian, I thought, made a real difference. Certainly his energy, Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially nice to see from Willian. Fantastic goal to open the scoring. A lot of people think he should be doing that more. I tend to agree. I think Willian and Oscar at the minute they're kind of offering the same kind of thing. Oscar's been particularly poor in the last 2 games.
He had more room.
He did. He was given it.
The Premier League defenders are really up on
Yeah.
it quickly.
Yeah,
for
they
the
were,
blocks.
you know what? I had a whole
Simmons.
feeling actually, just to kind of run forward before we go back. I had I'm sure I probably said it to Dan actually at the game, but I thought Watford would tire before the game was out because Championship sides do, and it absolutely was borne out. But what I would love to say, Safe, is that I thought Willian put that goal. It was a superb goal.
Well, yeah, speaking
really
of
Right in the
which,
top corner, wasn't
Really
it?
was. Yeah.
Chelsea Debs.
Oh, I thought she was watching Wimbledon tonight.
Oh, she's listening to us too.
Are you really?
Either or.
I think she's
She
just-
can do both.
She said, we can us girls can multitask.
Can you tweet her back and say, if she's at the Kings Mead Stadium, which is the Wimbledon Stadium, check out the chips. Okay, there's a little
don't,
kind
I'm on
of...
a diet. Chidge, what are you doing
they're
today?
the best chips
Oh,
ever.
Jesus. Anyway, she said,
Knowledge.
good to see goals from Willian, Remy and Zouma. Great options for the future. And I agree. I don't think... people want to see more goals from Willian, but I thought I'm quite happy to be, when he plays well.
Are you
I'm
happy
quite
with
happy
Willian?
what-
Because a lot of people are moaning like stink about him at the moment.
Southampton and Tottenham. No, Southampton he was good. Tottenham didn't. I don't think he should have started. I thought he should have come off at half time. But anyway, everyone should have. But anyway,
That would have left us rather vulnerable at the back, so I fear.
Conceded 6.
well, no, I think if I was there, we probably would have had a better result. But anyway,
If you'd have been playing, I think we'd have had a better result. If you'd
but
have been
no,
playing.
generally I think Willian does great things for us, and he is the sort of person who can come on at half time and completely change
So
the
you
game.
think he's more of an impact player?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't mind about his amount of goals and luck goals, but actually yesterday night proved that he actually can score goals, and he can score chance goals. So when he just
Well,
look,
it was a quality goal. Where have I got this black stuff
I don't know.
from? It kind of worries me.
clean your hands.
Well, they were clean. I don't know where.
We need to get you
that's
some nail varnish too.
Really? I need to
Anyway.
cut my nails too. But it's kind of
Have you got those marks anywhere else on your body?
I'm sure they'd rather know about what your views
Yes,
rather than
thank
your
you,
hands.
Sophie. Thank you. Anyway, Willian. I think the point that people make about Willian is that he cost us £32 million, and when you're a £32 million player, a lot is expected of you. And I think
he's
that
great.
considering that he's a winger as well, kind of attacking midfielder, call it what you will. You know, we've got Hazard on one side, attacking, dribbling, taking it to the defence, creating goals, scoring goals. We don't get that from Willian, and I think there's an expectation that actually maybe we should. And I have to say, I mean, I actually rate him because I see what he brings to the team in terms of his tracking back and his energy.
I think
but
everyone
I just
does,
think, you know, I want to see him attack defences, set up things, and I want to see him score a few more goals like the one he did yesterday.
I think he's the reason we've scored a lot of goals. Carry on, Charlie.
We'll see about that. Anyway, go on, Charlie.
I think one of the most pleasing things about the goal was it was a half chance, like Sophie says. It was outside the box. That was what he lacks so much against
So you're
Southampton
ganging
and
up
Tottenham.
against me
Yeah.
with Sophie
No,
then as well, are you?
no, not at all.
It's been noted, Charlie.
Not at all. You know, it's what we lacked so much at Southampton and Tottenham was, you know, failing to get a shot away, not taking a punt, and you know, I mean, he's done it before. He did it. His first Chelsea goal was against Norwich, wasn't it? From a similarly
That was
ludicrous
a super goal, wasn't it?
angle. But yeah, no, it was very pleasing, and his energy really set the tone for us to have a much better second half and win the game fairly comfortably.
Lovely. I mean, one of the things that I thought was good was the fact that, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, actually? Because, I mean, I think given the fact that he'd picked the B team, for want of a better word, and that it was only against Watford, I think a lot of us, me included, would have been quite happy for just, you know, make them stick it out. But not Jose, no, he wants to win. And he says, I've had enough of this after 45 minutes, and he brings Costa and Willian on. I thought what was very interesting was the fact that effectively we had three strikers on the
I
pitch.
love that.
Yeah,
That
it was good,
is- I
wasn't
love
it?
it when we have three strikers on the pitch.
4-3-3, and it was at one stage it was
Much more
4-2-4
attacking, wasn't it?
practically.
Yeah.
Battered them.
Yeah, and
every
then
single-
on three at the back, he was playing three most of the time in the second half of three at the back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Karen.
Oh no, but I just going to say, every striker I thought, even if they didn't, Jogger didn't score, did he? No.
Nope.
Even if they didn't score, I thought
You were
everyone.
there, weren't you, Sam?
Yes, yeah. I was right behind the goal in the Matthew Harding lower. So it was a bit,
giving
it was
it
a bit hard
large?
to give a.
Were you giving it large?
No, I wasn't, but the ball nearly hit me right in the face. So thanks for that, Chelsea.
Who kicked it?
It came in from the left-hand side. I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I was drinking my Bovril at the time, which can you imagine if it had hit me? Bovril.
Messy.
And it was a very hard shot as well, so not so good for
Aw.
me. But no, I love it when all three strikers are on because I thought every one of them contributed and generally we played really, really well.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
The producer said something in my ear which made me laugh.
Who's the producer?
Will you share it with the group?
No, I definitely couldn't share it with the group.
Who's the producer? What are you saying?
The one you share a season ticket with.
Ross. I know where
This
you
is
live
very
now.
unprofessional. Carry on where you were.
He's just moved down the road from me. I know where you live.
Exactly. So what were you saying, so? Because it was actually very interesting.
Oh, golly gosh, I can't remember anymore. No, I just thought having 3 strikers on was a really good move. And just if it's our B team, then great.
Happy days, yeah.
None of the youth get into the B team, though, do they?
Yeah,
but it's still...
Strangely, I didn't really put this on the thing to talk about, actually. But, I mean, normally we're clamouring for the youth.
Remember, once again, every other FA Cup game that he's been involved in, Mourinho, there have been a couple of youth.
However, what if he... I would only think reasoning behind that would have been after New Year's Day, which, let's face it, and I won't go too much into it, was probably our worst performance in years. However, Tottenham still let in 3 goals.
I don't think it was as bad as you're making out.
Oh, it was. No, were you there? I was there. Please don't start with me.
Yeah, but you usually sleep under a load of coats when you go away.
That was after about 50 Jaeger bombs. Anyway.
It's all right, it's just Bants, isn't it? Bants and poo-housery. So, maybe he was thinking after New Year's Day, OK, I'll put my B team out, but do I really, really, really want to put out some of our youth when it is a game that we need to win, because I want to win the FA Cup. It's a good competition. Well, it's a great competition. And I wouldn't have thought that it was the right moment. Maybe in the next round, I think it will.
The fact that we lost to Spurs changed the thinking of the game. I think having beaten Spurs, we would have probably seen maybe Baker or Solanke on the bench, but I think he couldn't afford to lose it.
No. Absolutely right, Dan. I mean, this is Jose all over. Apart from the fact he loves to win everything. Apart from the fact he loves the FA Cup like we all do. But the other thing is that he understands all about momentum, I think. And I think, actually, if you remember the last time we lost...
Newcastle.
And we had a European game, which was basically, there was no, it was all, and he resisted the urge to play the youth because he wanted to win. He wanted us to get us back on the road, and I think that's Jose all over.
Yeah, that's quite right.
Talking of people who scored, because we were talking about people who scored. Remy, I thought played. I thought he had a really good game, and he scored 4 goals in 4 starts. I mean, what more do you want? Surely the man needs more game time.
He's very good in the box, isn't he?
You said air time then, how Freudian. Surely the guy needs more game time.
Yeah, because he's got 4 good goals, 4 poachers' goals, I want for a better phrase, really good finishes. I think he definitely deserves more game time.
It was a fabulous volley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was,
And all his goals, the one against when he got injured in the Champions League, his debut goal, just really sharp, on the ball, bang.
Sat next to you that day as well, wasn't I, Dan? That was another David Chidge sponsored by Dan Silver attendance at the bridge.
Do you ever pay for a ticket?
I'm doing quite well this season. I've enjoyed your hospitality, literally, and Dan's been providing me tickets for the non-Premier League games, so there we go.
I like the fact that Costa actually had a shot as well when we were put through, and it was the shot that caused the ball to go to Remy to score, because it was like it was a deflection. In fact, he was going to give a penalty.
Penalty
wasn't the referee. He went up like that.
I thought that was a superb goal. That
it was beautifully worked, wasn't it? Beautifully worked.
He didn't just tap that in.
Was it Willian who passed it through as well?
No, it was Costa. Jogba held it back, and then
Costa absolutely wellied it.
He
flew up.
Right,
but the way he got his body round, he hit that hard. It didn't trickle into the net. And that's a really difficult goal. And I thought it just shows what a striker's
He's a technician, isn't he, Remy?
He's got a lot of technique, mate. Too right.
When I heard we were getting Remy, I was absolutely ecstatic, because the minute I liked him actually was a couple of years before, like or a year before, whatever, when he scored that goal for QPR.
That was really nice.
Ran straight down the pitch. The minute I seen him do that, I said, God, I'd love him to be at Chelsea. And when I thought we were getting him, I thought, OK, maybe I'm hoping that he'll get a few games. And to be honest, considering he hasn't played that much, he's proved like you're saying, Charlotte hasn't proved when he's got his chance. Remy's proved nearly every single time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why wouldn't he be? What's Ross saying? Ross?
Nothing. Ross is saying nothing. I'm just sitting here admiring how good you are, and I'm thinking I'm going to retire for the next part.
I think
he deserves more. I think he should have come on.
Like Steven Gerrard, I've just realised that the youth are so good there's just no point carrying on.
Everyone
How many league titles did you win, Gerrard?
I completely agree. I think everyone around me was sort of screaming for Remy when against Tottenham. Equally, I think everyone's been a bit disillusioned that he hasn't played as much.
Yeah, I think so.
Having said that, I think Mourinho possibly might be, taking the first half of the season to get him up to speed with the way we play. I think we're going to be playing more games in the second half of the season. Hopefully, he's going to be playing more. If you think about it, this time last year was, maybe a couple of weeks before this, was only really the first time we saw Willian starting every week. I mean, last season, the first half, we saw Willian, at Swindon, we saw him in a couple of Champions League games, but nothing really. It was only kind of late December, and then when he came on for Mata at Southampton, which was New Year's Day, and from then on, he was a regular. So. And it must have taken him that time to acclimatise with the way we play.
Do you know what? I'm sorry, I just had a senior. Actually, I've just seen what this says on my clipboard, and I was thinking, think about what it said. No, here, the brand here.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an Oldham joke. I have to make it quite, nobody will guess that. Anyway, what I was really talking about was it does actually occur to me that we sit here and have sat here for the last hour nearly, nitpicking about certain things. And there is maybe one thing that we've completely forgotten, that actually Jose Mourinho kind of does know what he's doing. So it's very easy for us to sit and say, why aren't you playing Remy more often? What are you doing? Why are you playing Zouma more often? And yet actually, he's a better manager than I would actually hazard to guess everybody around here.
Yeah.
Yes, would you agree with that? Are you a better manager than Mourinho?
It's marginal.
No, I'm not. No, I'd say. Sure? I'd say. I mean, I guess I don't want to go into. I know you don't like talking about the Tottenham game, and neither do I.
That's all right. I'll allow you.
But I think he said in his post-match interview after that somebody said to it. One of the reporters said to him, "Did you not think about rotating your back four?" And he said, "Who with? Who am I better? Who am I better back for?" So yeah, okay, maybe the Salah substitution wasn't the best, but I don't think he played terribly, to be honest. But
you know what? You say that, Soph, but I thought. I think we all sat here earlier and agreed that Zouma was undoubtedly the man of the match. Had an absolute stonking game. Looks like a colossus. Scored a fantastic. I mean that wasn't a tap in. The way he arched and got power in that header. Did you like the movement with that?
Oh, yeah.
Can we do it together? I don't know if you play. We might headbutt each other if we do that. That'd be quite dangerous. Health and safety. But anyway, great goal. He scored a great goal, and he looks the part. He really does. I think he looks
really good.
I mean, when you see how poor Gary Cahill's, his form has been recently, surely it was worth taking a punt on Zouma. I mean, are you telling me he doesn't trust him to that extent? Because I think he looks a good player. Yeah.
I think he's. Obviously, with new players, you have to be very careful not to just throw them in straight away. And I think he's been really good with Zouma and how he's selected him over the last few games. And gradually he's eased him in. And then I think yesterday's game obviously changed the team around a bit. And maybe the pressure was off a tiny bit and allowed him to have a really good game and show us.
He was very error prone in pre-season tour apparently. So I think maybe Mourinho lost. I mean, you'd back that up, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He looked very green in his first couple of appearances.
But he used to wear green for Saint Etienne, of course.
That's where you make mistakes in pre-season.
Never. He was banned for 10 games as well.
Yeah, that's kicking people. My kind of player.
Big fan of that. But yeah, and I think
you'd be a pig in.
I would have put a statue up outside of Stamford Bridge for Azier Del Horne for booting Messi. I think that was just wonderful,
Chidge,
the enemy of football.
I think everyone would have been very surprised to see him start against Tottenham, but equally, I think that his performance against Watford showed that he can be trusted. Yeah. For games.
I think so.
Always have to be Terry and Cahill.
I like him.
I think Cahill would benefit massively from a spell out of the team. I don't think anyone would be too sad to see that.
I mean, God, imagine if we're in a final and one of our back, say Terry gets injured.
Well, exactly.
He's a great person to come in. I wouldn't be panicking, thinking, God, who have we got? Yeah. I think he's a great option. Now,
very, very quickly, I thought it was quite subdued in terms of the atmosphere yesterday, and it kind of wound me up a bit because, I'm sure I don't need to patronise the youngsters around the table, but I think certainly for people of Jonathan and my vintage, the FA Cup is still incredibly special to us. I mean, for example, I've got mates who every year would watch a video of the 1970 Cup final in the 27 years before we won it again. It's a really special tournament, and why do people not go for it? Like, I really thought it was subdued yesterday. Am I just being a moany old, what?
I mean, fan-wise?
It wasn't helped by the fact we were playing so poorly, which always seems to be the case.
The away fans were quiet as well, because normally the away fans, when they come for their final, they really...
They've all latched onto this song that they sing about
Mourinho's
just generally they were very quiet, because normally when we've had lower league teams come, they make a lot of noise. I remember I think Macclesfield a few years ago, they really make some serious noise.
Yeah. Now, do you know what I think it is? I was in my fan lower. Normally, it's quite a loud place. I don't know why they give the away. Well, they give the away fans the whole of the end, and I don't like the fact they give them the shed end because that is it's my end.
That's a beautiful point, and I agree. Well, listen, I agree with you totally, but we've got to go to a break, so we can't really talk about it. So sorry about that, all fruit, but we will be back in a minute, and we're going to be talking about squad rotation in the 21st century.
Woo!
Not backwards.